think that was probably about as warm as it got today. It didn't get real warm today, and mostly cloudy, but we didn't have any snow or anything. Had a light dusting that came overnight. I'm not sure when that happened, but it wasn't too bad today. It wasn't real windy, so tomorrow's supposed to be a little sunnier. I hope. See what that's like. And let's see, my main project today, my pellet stove. The fire went out at about 10 o'clock today. I burnt the last of my pellets, so I took the stove out and cleaned it up, set it aside, and ran the brush down my chimney, which there was hardly anything in it. Then I put my wood stove back in place that I've been burning for the last 14 years. I got a quadra fire. And so I'm going to burn firewood the rest of the winter here. Plus I can burn that if the power goes out. Still have heat. And Ellen's grandson just bought a house. He was looking for another pellet stove. I said, hey, if you want this one, you can have it. My daughter gave it to me. I had nothing in it. I used it for a year, and so you can be the next one to own it. So they come up and got it today, so I didn't have to store it or anything, so it worked out good. And hope it works out good for them. And that's about all here. Just going to kick back and relax here for the night. So, Conrad, thanks for running the net, and everybody have a good evening. AK1NH from KB30XJ.
Alrighty, hey, good topics there tonight, and before I give my informal, do we have anybody else out there to join the net? Any relays? Okay, not hearing any. Well, it's been an interesting weekend here. My cell phone, the back of it simply came off and pushed the back off, I should say. That was interesting. And the company the company I got the phone from had a good insurance plan, which I took out when I got the phone. So had a new phone in 2 days, and I think I got everything transferred over, I hope. And we'll see here. It's charging up right now. So that was good. We got about 2 inches of snow. It's still spitting snow now. And I think if we get some sun tomorrow, it'll be pretty much history, like all the other so-called snowstorms. So anyway, that's it so far from here. Oh, yeah, get on the low band for a little bit. Kind of quiet, and didn't hear anything too exciting. So anyway, do we have anybody else for the Vermont Net? Any relays, over? Alrighty, and thank you all for the kudos. I enjoyed doing it. That's why I'm here on Saturday nights, being home, and everything is nice and warm and snuggy. I got the provision in for the week on Thursday, so hey, let it rip. With that, 7-3s all around. Thank you all for joining. And I'm going to turn the frequency back over to normal amateur use at 07:58 p.m. Local 7-3s, AK1NH is out.
I don't have that option anymore. I don't have a tractor or anything, so if I can't get it with a snow blower, I'm SOL.
So, Rob, it sounds like you don't have a tooth bar on your bucket.
Oh, gosh, I wished I had a bucket, Jackson. No, I just got an old tractor with a 3-point hitch on the back and a blade.
Oh, right. Okay, I was thinking the front end.
Man, let me tell you, it's sad in a sense because I had a career of 27 years of running heavy equipment of all varieties. Excavators, backhoes, front-end loaders, dozers, everything like that. And I can run them things like I'm sitting in the living room watching TV after all those years. And I don't have that equipment. And I know what I could do with the right equipment, but I don't have the equipment and I can't afford to get it. So I'm glad I got the tractor I got with the blade on it. And I could do a lot with her, but if that blade won't cut, it won't cut. And that packed ice, it just won't cut.
Yes, sir, I totally understand. And with my physical condition, you can forget shoveling.
I'll shovel what I got to shovel. And I'm still doing pretty good to do that. But once that stuff gets packed down when you drive on it and whatnot, my 4-wheel drive truck would come and go, but I had to use it. And you pack that stuff down, you ain't going to shovel it but so much. Or you're going to really be doing some digging and shoveling, and it's going to take a long time to get anything done.
You don't have any chains for your tractor?
As far as putting on the tires, no.
Yeah, I'd look around for a set of them. That would do you as good as anything, because then when you're going up and down the driveway with your tractor, it would chew up that ice underneath of it a little bit, and it would melt away a whole lot quicker.
That is true, Tom. That is very true. Because when I went down and opened up the end of the driveway, where I go down into a bottom and then have to come back up to the road, that slope going up, sometimes if I didn't have a little bit of speed behind me, scraping to open it up, because they pushed all that stuff up in front of the driveway and I pushed that out the way. But then I wanted to cut the rest of it down as much as I could. And what it ended up is the blade is only making a smoothed out packed ice surface. But when I would go too slow, I would start up there and the tractor tires would just start spinning. And, then I'm just polishing the ice. So, yeah, some chains on the tires, that would be good. And that would dig in and break up, where it was scratching around.
Well, what'd you get into today, Tom?
I filled up the bird feeder, fed the turkey that didn't show up, carried a bag of trash over to the trash barrel, and that was it.
Okay.
So I was outside 10 minutes, and that was enough.
Well, I understand that. I took the box of this radio out to the building, and that was enough for me, other than taking the dogs out.
N4 TV on the top.
K4 WML.
WA4V. W4RV.
K4WDJ.
Hello, back. Talking about the bird feeder, Tom. Got a bird feeder out here, and I got a steel one because the squirrels will always tear the other ones up. Daggone if the squirrels didn't crawl down, and I got it hung from a long piece of aluminum wire. I guess the wire is, I don't know, about 3/16 diameter, solid aluminum. So the squirrels can't get to it, dude. Doggone if they didn't get down there on there. And somehow or another, they knocked the bird feeder down and broke it.
We used to hang a corn ear out there on a piece of wire and watch the squirrels eat that kernels off that corn ear. And they would come down that wire and hang down. And I guess they grab a kernel when they went by the corn ear or something. but they were comical. But them guys are so resourceful, it's unbelievable.
Oh, they are entertaining to watch, and they're relentless, man. I mean, you can't blame them, and they're hungry, you know. So they are relentless, man, and they can be destructive.
Yeah, they're just like mice. They can tear up some stuff for chewing on it.
Well, Billy, it makes me think, yeah, okay, in a few minutes I'm going to be putting you in the pan in here, and I'm going to have me a nice little snack.
Yeah, that'll teach you to chew up antenna. I'll put you in the frying pan.
I usually don't bother them here, but they get over at the tire, they're done for.
Well, that was what caused my antenna to come down here a few weeks ago. I didn't even realize it was down. It was up and doing fine, and that morning I've listened to an AM station I like to listen to that plays old school country music and some bluegrass stuff. And then later on I looked outside and I'm like, man, half my antenna's on the ground, and them rascals that went up that tree and chewed that rope. I had to go back and get it strung back up.
You're going to have to thin them out a little bit.
Put them in a pot of stew.
I'll tell you, the last time I was over at Bill's, he's got squirrels running everywhere over there.
Nobody hunts them anymore, at least not around this area.
Well, nobody's shooting them over there either.
I don't think they got a predator.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if a fox can get a hold to them, they got a predator.
We got a lot of red hawks
one.
comes around here in the summertime. I don't know about the winter, but that red hawk will get them too.
Fox and coyote.
Oh yeah, they got different predators. That's for sure. Coyotes, foxes, hawks, eagles,
Cats.
Yep.
Have you ever noticed though how they'll peak at some point in time? You'll get a whole bunch of it, and they'll really be causing a lot of havoc, and then after a bit, they kind of dwindle away, and there's not many of them around. And then, another year or two, here they come building back up again.
Yeah, I guess it just all depends on, their survival rate. I mean, how many predators is knocking them off. If I remember correctly, squirrels breed twice a year.
Well, if they get too populated, they'll move. Because of food source, they'll have to move, and then that's why they look like they thinned out. And, you don't know what happened to them, whether they passed away or they just moved. But then, like you say, they come back.
Well, I learned a long time ago when I was really into squirrel hunting, when it gets a lot of them in one area, and then they have to compete for reproductive purposes, the males will fight with one another. And what they do when they fight, one tries to castrate the other so he can't reproduce. And then you have the population does cycle. As I learned years ago, rabbit population will cycle. If I remember right, the rabbit population will peak every 7 years, and then it falls away, and then it peaks again 7 years later. I don't know what the time span is with the squirrels, but I know I've had times around here where, man, they were running the place over and drive my dog's crazy, run up and down the roof of the house. And then you would see too many around, and then a few years later, there's a bunch of them again.
Now, they're kind of stupid, too. I know the last time I hunted them, which was years ago, I stood behind a tree, and there were 3 or 4 of them over there playing, and I'd shoot it, and it'd fall, and I'd go over and pick it up, and I'd go back and stand behind the same tree, and a couple minutes later, I get to shoot the buddy he was playing with. They just stick around, watch me pick up their buddy, and then they just go back to their business.
That was the thing about hunting them, JR. When you find a bunch of them somewhere in a big old tree down in the woods, you sit back and you wait, and you pluck one, and he drops to the ground. You note where he is. You don't get up and move. You wait a little while. They can't stay still long, and they'll come out and messing around again. You pluck another one, and you wait a little while. They don't have a lot of patience. They'll come out messing around again. You pluck another one, and after a while, you go pick them up and go on home.
Yeah, that's the way Dad trained me to do it, Rob. He said when you shoot them, don't go to them. Mark a spot where they're at and just sit still, and you'll get 2 or 3 more.
Yeah. They ain't too smart when it comes to that. I mean, if I see my buddy fall out of a tree dead, I'm leaving.
Yeah, they're not very patient, and they just feed to the animals. And it used to be, what was it, Billy? 6 a day was the bag limit. If you found a bunch of them somewhere, it wouldn't be no enough. You make your 6 a day in a little while and collect them up and go on home and be done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Well, I know the first time I ate squirrel, I was probably about 12 years old. I've only had it a couple times. But, you know, if it ain't USDA stamped, I ain't eating it. But 12 years old back in West Virginia, and here come my uncle, a bunch of damn dead squirrels tied together. You know, I'm a little boy from the city. I'm going to get to eat squirrel. Mom, she whispered, Dad, I ain't eating that damn thing. I ain't even sitting at the table. But she did. But I'll never forget, you know, it's time to eat the squirrel, and we all sat down to dinner, you know, West Virginia dinner, man. And Grandma, she must have opened a can of everything she had, such a spread on that table. Peaches, pears, you name it, was on that table. But here come Grandma. I've told this story before, but here come Grandma with her plate, the last one to sit down, and she got the squirrel head. She got the squirrel head on her plate. She just boiled that squirrel head and come to sit down. When you're 11, 12 years old, you know, I know my mom turned 3 shades of green, but Grandma picking the meat off around the eye sockets of that squirrel head.
Did you take the butter knife and take the heavy end and crack it open and eat the brains?
No, I don't remember eating the brains. Like I said, I know we've had this conversation before, but it's something I'll never forget. You know, a grandma picking the meat off of that squirrel head.
Well, you're right, Billy. A true squirrel connoisseur, the squirrel brains is the kind of like the cream of the pickers right there.
Well, I don't remember my dad eating them, but Mom, that was the only thing on the squirrel that she would eat was the head, the brains. That was it. She didn't want no part of it. And if Dad take a rifle and shoot the head off, and he'd bring a limit or whatever home, and she'd see them, they ain't got no head, boy, she'd raise hell.
Heard that brain tastes like walnuts.
It must be mighty good because the folks that likes it really likes it.
I don't know what it tastes like, and I ain't eating no damn brain.
I ain't never ate that either, but I eat squirrel fried, stewed, and I prefer it stewed myself.
Well, JR, I never eat no squirrel brains. Maybe that's why I ain't got no brains.
I don't think that's the cause.
You don't have nothing to worry about, Billy. It didn't help that squirrel out any either.
You see, I didn't disagree with the lack of brains.
Let me try again. Rob, did you ever try squirrel pot pie?
I can't say I have, Jackson, but I expect that's mighty good because I like the squirrel stew. I had it stewed, you know, like you would make beef stew, and I've had it fried. And my grandma used to like to fry it and serve it with gravy, but I preferred it stewed. So I bet that squirrel pot pie was good.
Yes, sir. It's pretty much the same process. Throw everything in the pan and throw you a can of that cream of mushroom or cream of celery soup in there. Some carrots and peas and maybe a little celery. Put a crust on top there, booger, and when you sit down at the table, watch your fingers.
Oh, man, that sounds good. You're making me hungry now.
Making it sound
they are
good
talking
anyhow.
about USDA. Where in the world all our parents, grandparents, and everybody else lived off the land?
Oh, I know, Jackson. Just I don't know. It's just you know, if it's got a gamey taste, I can't eat it.
Well, now I'm gonna be honest with you. If you haven't had rabbit, I mean really good cooked rabbit, the only thing is the problem is if wild rabbits gets into a bunch of wild onions, that onion taste is really strong. But other than that, good. I don't care if you roast the rabbit whole or put it in a stew or how you fix it. That's some good eating right there.
Yeah, I don't like shooting rabbits anymore, but I've eaten rabbit, and I'll tell you, to me, if you parboil it and fry it looks just like squirrel, except it's a whole lot bigger.
And more tender, and man, the taste, it almost has a sweet taste to it, too.
Yep, it's good, there's no doubt.
Yeah, when I was growing up there in Arlington, one of my friends' grandfather, he lived with his grandparents. I don't know what happened to his mom. His mom would come around, and I never even knew him to have a dad, but I'm sure there was a dad somewhere. But his grandpa raised rabbits for food, you know. There's always a bunch of them in a cage here, half a dozen or something like that, separated, and babies or whatever going on in the cage here. They ate them.
I don't know how the domestic rabbit tastes compared to the wild rabbit. I guess there's a milder flavor. I'm just guessing, but Billy, you might know what I'm talking about. I have killed a rabbit, a wild rabbit, shot hunting, and the thing had been in a place where there was a lot of wild onions in the field, and you could smell the onions in that thing when you was cleaning and skinning it. And it was just too strong of onion taste. It was eatable, it was edible, you would say. It just wasn't good as you would have otherwise for a rabbit, because that onion taste can get in that meat.
Yep, you're right. And so
very, very basic, but it's just a bar, a meter bar, and it has all the antenna and the bands. I mean, it's pretty much all you need, right? But yeah, really looking forward to that as well. It's going to be a nice little combo, the meter, the switch, and the new your amp there.
Yeah, and you could maybe pick up the second Hermes and figure out how to run the 1K mobile.
Yeah, QS. Yeah, I don't know about that. Listen, bro, I just got a text from the wife, and I'm interfering on this damn TV again, so I gotta stop transmitting.
All right, it's all good. I'm gonna go up anyway. I'm watching The Penguin on HBO Max. We just started it the other night. All right, 73. I'll send you a picture once it's all packed up tomorrow night, and then I'll send you all the tracking info and everything on Monday. VE3DAG KB2 UKA 73.
All right, Doug. All the best, man. Have a good night, and appreciate it. VE3DAG 73.
Preacher for a lot of years. He's done a lot of revivals. Done quite a few here.
When I was over, I got her a big, one of them great big boxes of candy. I like it too, but they got them great big boxes of candy for getting ready for Valentine's Day, I guess. I tell you, something's happened over at Walmart. They're not keeping their shelves unless everybody had a run when they come out with this
a snowstorm and bad weather, they had a run on the stores.
Oh, that's what I want. They had a run. Goodness gracious alive. Oh, here they did.
They don't have no eggs at all. I mean, the whole egg bin is empty.
Well, they got that egg situation. You know, I saw that on the news here lately where it's, oh boy, big time. That bird flu has took a lot of eggs away, a lot of chickens. They had an article on there last week showing how many eggs and everything, shipping them here and shipping. It's just way down. I forget all the numbers that they're talking about and everything. But the egg is just way down, and it's all contributed to the egg, to the bird flu.
Yeah? W8GN at 20 after. Yeah, W8DI at 20 after. Good evening, James.
Hello, James.
Good evening, fellas.
You found the automatic knots on yours, Chase?
I ain't never looked at it, ain't never needed it.
Pretty simple on that.
Okay.
I missed you guys on 28 this afternoon. I had company here today.
What's that?
I missed listening to you guys on 28 today. I usually listen in down there, see what's going on, but I had company today.
Oh, okay. Let's see, here's Searsmont, and all of Searsmont is in red, so it's unserved.
Well, let's see if I can get the one on main connectivity there. See what they're showing across that part of Waldo.
Well, I'm looking at it right now. And Searsmont is a bright red, so bright red and unserved.
Does it cut across and go up through Brooks, Unity, and up that way?
Well, I don't see it. They got to go up a little further here. Let's see. Now, Belfast has got some pieces of it as served, but Brooks, no. Brooks is still bright red. Just as red as Searsmont. Anything that's bright green is what they're calling served. And what I understand here, I don't see where there's anything out in that way. Out in Belfast, there's some sections down in Stevens Corner, Athens Corner, Payson Corner. I don't know where the hell that is. Come back a little bit. That's going towards the coast a little bit. But there's nothing going up over to Waldo County that I can see. Well, it's all dead ends, all bright red out there. Monroe, Brooks, Waldo, that's where Steve is, Waldo. Morrow's just like Searsmont. might that be? Is that Ernie? Did I hear Ernie in there? Is that Ernie's voice I hear? This is W1HHO.
Q&ADM. These are the ones that were listed. Listen to these out of the way places. Abbott, Parkman, Guilford. I got one going in there. Town of Arousa. Bower Bank, Quebec. I got one there. Bradford, Charleston. Towns of Brooks and Waldo. United. Unitel Direct Communication. They got a $3 million project there. Clifton, Bradley, Eddington, Greenville, Beaver Cove, Shirley, Lily Bay, Frenchtown, Town of Swans Island, Town of Vienna, Willimantic, Blanchard, and Elliotsville. You can't get much further out than some of these places.
Yeah, well, I know what some of them are. Yeah.
Greater East Grand Economic Council, $8 million project. Danforth, Drew Plantation, Glenwood Plantation, Orient, Reed Plantation, and Weston. Now, you're in the Willowax there.
Well, I don't recognize some of those, but they must be.
My daughter used to live in Orient, which is halfway to Mansboro. Okay, it's the next town to Mansboro. You know where that is?
Yeah.
Oh, they got one coming from Waldo Broadband Corporation, Palermo, Freedom, Liberty, Montville, Searsmont, Unitel Direct, $10 million project.
Well, that'll be fun to see that come down through here.
Yeah, was in the 24 budget, so it's in the works. That's the biggest number I've seen of all of them, 10 million.
I said I went to Maine Connectivity, and then I see this map of Maine, and I see where some of the green is, and I see where some of the area you were just talking about is lots of red.
It's red because it hasn't been laid yet, but it's in the works to be laid.
Okay. See, as you go in on the map, you get a synopsis of it down in current view. And anything that's getting dark is no connection. Some pieces of Waldo, looks like there's no connection. Well, that's kind of fascinating. We'll see how all that goes.
This is the 2024 Annual Performance Report, Capital Projects Fund, $10 million. I just sent you an email of that page so you can see it's in the work.
Yeah, it says here green areas. We're talking about speeds above 100. I assume that's 100 gig or 100 meg. It must be 100 gig, 100 meg. I don't know.
I think they're shooting for 100, which is a good number. 100 up is a good number for anybody.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Most people can get by with 100 connection pretty easily. You can run quite a few TVs. My email come through yet? Q&ADM.
What's that?
Did you get my email I sent you with a screen set shot of that budget?
Well, I heard a bink, so I probably did. Yeah, I'm still looking at this map and some of that stuff. This map shows as of June 30th, 2024, FCC broadband data collection.